like to go over the seller's real property disclosure form. So whether you're a buyer or seller, you definitely need to expect to see this form, and this is a very important form, as the seller has to make some claims of the condition of the property. So this very detailed form, and it's about 5 pages altogether, but a lot of it's just boilerplate language. So the seller needs to go through and they need to make sure that if there is a problem with the electrical system, they need to mark yes. If there is not a problem, they would mark no. And then if they do mark yes to anything, it says right here, if any yes must be fully explained on page 3. So we have a blank page further down here, and that's where they would explain any yeses that were to come up. So we'll go through a couple of common things that come up in here that's very important. So again, this has a not applicable category. So if this property does not have a septic tank, then you would put NA, you would not put no. So yes indicates that the system exists. In other words, there is an electrical system and there is a problem with it. Or no would be there is an electrical system but there is no problem with it. I am specific like that because there are issues. Let's just say it says garage door opener and the seller marks no. But the truth is there is no garage door opener. There's no electric garage door opener in there. So when the buyer buys the property, they go, well, there's no garage door opener in here. That's weird. They said that there was one, and they go back to this form, and not applicable is not marked. It's no. Now there's going to be an argument between buyer and seller because they said, well, there was a garage door opener and nothing was wrong with it. Why is it missing now? Also, when it comes to this is like the water softener, the water treatment system, first of all, does this truly exist? So you need to mark the right box. And if there's nothing wrong with it and one does exist, now you want to put, is it leased or is it owned? Simple answer to this is if you have required monthly payments on it for a set amount of time, then that is obviously leased. And if you just paid for it or that lease is over with, then it is owned. Same thing with the alarm system. So very important that this form is actually filled out accurately and detailed, and any explanations are down below on page 3. So some of the ones I see that people constantly get stuck on, first of all, real estate agents we are not allowed to tell you how to answer a question. We're not allowed to say, yeah, put yes, or yeah, put no, because of this or that. Because they know that it's not a good idea for the agents to get involved. But what we can do is we can better explain to you what a question means so that you can answer it. So common interest community, this is the homeowners association. It says are any common areas like pools, tennis courts, walkways, or other areas co-owned with others. So obviously if you mark yes, because in Las Vegas there's a lot of homeowners associations, then you would simply drop down below to page 3 and you would put the name of the homeowners association and the monthly fee. If there's 2 homeowners associations, then you would put both there. Common interest community declarations and bylaws available. So I have never seen them not available, so I don't know why the answer would not be yes to that one. So any periodic and recurring fees, we already kind of talked about that. That would be yes for the homeowners association. You would disclose that amount. So then this is any unpaid assessments, fines, or liens in regards to that. Only you know that as the seller filling it out. And as far as this, any litigation, arbitration, or mediation related to the property or common area, that's talking about with the homeowners association. Some sellers do know the answer to that, others don't. But as we get down here, water sources, it's asking, is this like municipal water? Is it a community or domestic well? And if it is a well, you have to put in the well permit and then the type that it is. We have the same thing for septic tanks, solar panels, all that information is down here. And this one here always confuses everybody. This property is subject to a private transfer fee obligation. So what that means is there are certain properties here in the city, and it's not very common, that every time that that property is sold, a certain percentage of the sales price goes back to the original developer on the property. Okay, this one here, actually I should bring up too, conservation easement. So an example of this here is here in Nevada, since we were on a severe water drought for a long time, they were offering through the water authority the opportunity to take out grass in backyards and front yards, and they would issue you a credit of money so that you could convert that to a desert landscape in something that's a lot less water demanding. So when they did that, let's just say that they gave you $2,000 because you ripped out your grass and put in this landscaping. They put something called an easement on there, which means a pool cannot go in, or grass cannot go back in, or water features cannot go back in unless that money is paid back. And there is also some paperwork fees and interest and everything that goes along with that. So very important to know if somebody had a big backyard and they took out the grass, they put the easement on it, and now the new buyer wants to put a pool in, because that's all going to have to be paid back. So then that's really it for this form, and you'll just see, there is a lot of boilerplate language down here, which I'll kind of go slow. So if you want to pause, the video at any point, you can kind of read through this. A lot of exciting language if you want something to fall asleep to. This is definitely a good form for that. All right, so that is the seller's property disclosure.